the latest. Thank you for your love and support. I appreciate you all. Please subscribe, hit the notification, and select all to become a member of this community. The dynamic between regional diplomacy and the push for true sovereignty has taken a major turn, and the leadership of Gabon is exposing the massive hypocrisy behind foreign-driven demands for African governance. Brice Oligui Nguema, the president of Gabon, recently sat down for a high-profile interview with the French media, and his words completely challenged the standard Western narrative surrounding the alliance of Sahel states. When pressed by the interviewer about the military government in Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso, President Nguema laid down a direct frontline perspective that has sent shockwaves through conversational diplomatic circles. He stated flatly that it is the outside media and foreign powers who are obsessed with these nations, and that it is high time the Sahel states are left alone to concentrate on their internal national duties. The core of this entire debate hinged on a single concept that Western institutions constantly use as a weapon: the idea that elections automatically equal peace. In the interview, President Nguema pushed a traditional diplomatic line, arguing that if global bodies insist that stability, freedom, and development rhymes with elections, then countries should eventually go to the polls. But as analysts, we have to look past the polite surface of this diplomatic exchange and ask the harder questions that ordinary citizens across the continent are screaming. How many elections have African nations already had, and where has it left the fate of the continent?
Mr. President, there are coups in Africa, notably on the Sahel. So you arrived in Gabon by overthrowing the current power. You have always said it was different. In the Sahel, we see that the military has no intention of leaving, no intention of organizing elections, and they are excluded from regional and continental bodies. Do you talk to them, and what do you tell them?
So, on this question of the Sahel, I want to say something. It's that you are the ones who always talk about them. At some point, I think we should leave them alone. Better yet, we don't talk about them, and they will focus on what they need to do. But I say this, I am a man of peace. And we are in a place that embodies peace, democracy, and dialogue. If we say that peace goes with elections, then we must go to elections. If we say that freedoms go with elections, then elections must be held. If we say that stability rhymes with elections, then elections must be held. And I think it's high time we look to the future. And in looking to the future, we have the model of Gabon that worked, the model of Guinea-Conakry with President Doumbouya that worked. We have two other models as well that are there, apart from the Sahel, and I think they will also work. There is the Malagasy president, who is in transition and whom I will receive in Libreville, arriving in a few days. We will discuss these issues of peace, stability, and elections, and I think he already has a desire to go to elections. So they need to be encouraged. And you also have the Guinea with the former President Mbalo. How did you... Guinea-Bissau. You found, thank you for the name. No, Guinea-Bissau, where there is also a willingness to go to elections in December. He has set the course for 1 year. We discussed, and he is keen to respect the date. In Madagascar, they have set the course for 2 years, as we have done, and they also intend to respect their date. We will see how it goes in these states, and for others to understand that if elections bring stability, bring peace, development, it is time for people to be able to go to elections. We have weak economies, as you mentioned in your questions. We cannot benefit from our economies today when everything is focused on the war effort. It does not benefit the populations. The war effort does not help anyone. it is the populations who suffer. They need universities, they need everything, water, electricity. So wasting all this money to pay for armaments, I think it is no longer the current norm. We must find a way for appeasement. And what I'm saying is, we must let them do it. We must support them. They are sovereign states. What we can do is give advice, but we cannot impose on a head of state. Whether in transition or not, he remains the head of state of his country. So, do not impose anything on them. Let's find models how to support them in achieving peace without frustrating them, without looking down on them, without condescending. No, that doesn't work anymore. I think that if we go down this path, things will progress. We saw that at the African Union, there was a change of commission president. There was a change of secretary general of the African Union. These are new faces. And so they have taken the matter into their own hands. They are looking into it. They are discussing with them. Let the African Union discuss. These are African problems, and we will find African solutions. And I am confident.
For decades, Africa has been forced to run Western-style, superficial elections simply to satisfy foreign donors and imperialist masters. These polls are often used as a corporate to validate corrupt regimes that actively pillage national wealth while the population starves. If election truly brought automatic peace and development, Africa will be the most stable and prosperous continent on earth today. Instead, decades of these manufactured democratic exercises have left many nations trapped in cycles of poverty, dependency, and insecurity. The streets have realized that a voting paper does not build a school, it does not provide electricity, it does not stop a T-group insurgencies. This is precisely why the standard democratic lecture is collapsing, and the proof is found in the rapid transformation of the Sahel. Look at what has happened in Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso in an incredible short amount of time. Under the new sovereign leadership, these states have rejected foreign mandates and focused entirely on domestic development, infrastructure, and national security. In Burkina Faso, Captain Ibrahim Traoré, our all-in-all administration, has mobilized local resources to build factories, secure agricultural lands, and provide actual tangible progress for ordinary people. They did not wait for a multi-million-dollar electoral circus to begin transforming their societies. They simply put the needs of their population first. This massive contrast is exactly why foreign powers, especially the French establishment, are so deeply panicked about the current happenings in Africa. The panic from Paris and the endless questioning from international wire service are not born out of genuine love for African vote. They are terrified because the actions of the Sahel states are proving to the entire continent that an African nation can survive, develop, and defend itself without foreign permission. If Mali and Burkina Faso successfully build strong, independent systems without relying on Western-style political models or colonial currencies, the entire architecture of foreign exploitation in Africa falls apart. President Nguema exposed this structural arrogance in his interview when he warned against foreign institutions looking down on African leaders. He made it clear that regardless of whether a head of state is in a transitional period or not, they remain the sovereign leader of their nation. He stated boldly that imposing foreign models from above simply does not work anymore. Nguema highlighted that African problems must be left to the African Union and regional bodies to discuss as internal issues, insisting that the era of outside powers dictating terms to sovereign states is officially over. The underlying reality is that the old system of global governance is in a state of terminal decline, while foreign media continues to focus heavily on trying to force transition timelines, and electoral dates. The actual populations on the ground are demanding security, clean water, universities, and stable electricity. Wasting millions of dollars of foreign mandated political exercises while national economies are vulnerable is no longer a viable norm. The continent is undergoing a profound intellectual awakening, and the youth are no longer buying the illusion that a superficial vote is more important than true economic and military sovereignty. The board has completely changed, and the old operators can no longer control the doorway to African power. Leaders across the region are tracking these shifts closely to see how a nation can successfully protect its borders and its wealth strictly on its own terms. The dialogue is moving away from compliance and shifting entirely towards genuine and filtered independence. Let me know your honest thoughts on this diplomatic standoff in the comment section below. Do you think Western-style elections have truly benefited the development of Africa? Or is the performance-driven model of the Sahel the real path forward for the continent? Share this video with anyone tracking the global shift in African politics. We are the only ones that can set ourselves straight, and the time is now. Like Captain Ibrahim Traore said, they come pushing this on us, and Paul Kagame also told us they come with democracy in one hand, human rights in the same hand, and with the other one, they take our resources. The time is now. We have decided to close the gate, and they must learn to look within to solve their own issues. We are the only ones that can set ourselves free. United we stand, divided we fall, and united we keep standing forever and ever. The greatest enemy of the African is mental slavery. So let's colonize ourselves from mental slavery. Let's keep sharing to educate our brothers and sisters. Together we'll make Africa great for ourselves and the next generations that are going to come. So that's the latest around the world, in Africa, West Africa, and in Gabon.